Welcome to the world of Wunder. Today we are in the Odyssey putting studio down at ECPC, and we are going to take a look at the new offerings for the Tri-Hot putter. So last year we did a really cool video with Joe Toulon, kind of explaining the stability and what 5K meant, but they have some new models, even more stability. So I got Joe Toulon and Eric Stubin from our Callaway Tour Truck, Putter Masters. We're gonna do a little fitting, take this thing through the stretches. It's the world of Wunder, here we go. All right, Joe, so we're going to do this like you would do it with any other player. So what's the first step in the process?
We're going to calibrate your gamer here. So move out of the way here for a sec. You want to hit that laser line, Stubes?
Got it.
So we're going to get this lined up nice and square here. All right, that looks good. Laser line through the middle of that line. So what you're going to do is kind of get the leading edge of the putter flush up to that.
Without moving it, obviously?
Without moving it. Tell me when you feel like you're set up in your normal, comfortable position, and then you're going to hold until you hear the long beep.
This feels awesome. Feels
good right there?
Yep.
Hold it, hold it. Okay, you can move. Slide this out of the way. Steuben's got the measurements from the putter already. With Quintic, dots have to be facing the camera. I can just put the ball down each time, it's fine. What we're basically gonna do is kind of get a baseline of the numbers from your gamer here.
Okay.
And that way we can kind of see, you know, if you're aligning correctly, if it's launching correctly, all that good stuff, and then we can see if we can help you with some of the new offerings here.
Okay.
So we're gonna hit about 6 putts here. You'll hear the long beep, and then you can let it rip.
Let it rip. Okay, here we go. Pulley.
Okay, it's fine. We're just going to hit 6 and get an aggregate kind of score here. Feel good with that, Stubes?
Yeah, give it just a sec. Gotta wait, reset, wait for the beep, and you're good to go.
Okay.
All right.
Ooh.
How has the putter been lately for
Really,
you?
really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, this, I switched this at the end of the summer.
Yeah.
At the Open, actually.
Yeah.
And I've loved it. So you know me, I like to try a bunch of stuff off the truck, but this one just seems
I know you do.
This one just seems to work.
If you have been missing, has there been a particular side of the hole or short or long or speed or anything like that?
Maybe a little shovey, if anything.
Okay.
But I kind of base my putters off of like what it does from six feet in, and those have all been pretty solid.
Okay.
Like I can't hit the hole right now, but
yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Hey, how many putts are we at, Steve?
That's 4. We got 2 more.
2 more.
All right. These are all a little pulley.
We'll take a look at why that might be after you hit this one, kind of run you through the summary. Nice.
All right. 2 out of 6 ain't good, but whatever.
That's okay. That's okay. We can get better. That's always fun to see.
That's what we're gonna do, Joe.
Yeah, let's do it. So this is what your last putt is. We can kind of run you through the numbers. On the left side up there are kind of the club numbers, so we can look at impact club speed, pre-impact acceleration, then we look at kind of shaft and attack angle. Face angle is a big thing that we look for. Obviously, where the face is at impact has a huge role on where the ball ends up going. It's about 90-92%. So we want that to be as close to 0, ideally, as we can. So that last one was a good one there. So you can see it was about 1/4 of a degree open.
Okay.
We would take that for sure. Numbers on the top right there, kind of all the ball data numbers.
Sure.
So we're looking at launch angle, we're looking at top spin or back spin, cutter hook spin, and all that kind of good stuff. So Steuben, anything I missed there?
No, not on the top. You can go over the bottom now?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So you can see on the bottom left, that's your face angle. So there's that gray number there, which is where you're aiming it. And then the green number, in this case, about 1/4 degree open, is where you're hitting it when you're coming through at impact.
Okay.
So the difference between those two is in parentheses. In this case, you were about 2 degrees open relative to where you aimed.
Okay.
Then different things that we would adjust, with the tour player, lie angle, shaft angle, showing that you're not really de-lofting it at all, and then club
pretty
twist.
neutral shaft angle there.
Yeah, so in general, that 0.16 degree opening is pretty much a center punch. Maybe a touch on the toe, but almost none. So nice strike.
So if you're looking at this, like what would you say is what's the big good and what's the big bad if you're looking at this?
Well, we're going to take a look at the summary here, and that'll kind of give us an average of what everything was. So I would say the big thing here is launch angle is a little bit high. I wouldn't say it's grossly high. It's okay. It's in the realm of acceptable, but that's something that we can look at, and that's something we can easily do with just adjusting loft on the putter.
Okay.
There was a lot of good in this last putt. The path was square. The rotation was low and pretty consistent there, it seemed like. I would say the aim is one thing that we can look at, because pretty consistently, I would say when you felt a pull, you're just delivering it back to where you had it aimed.
Gotcha. Okay.
And the ones that maybe weren't pulled, didn't feel pulled, it was just the face was a little bit open compared to where you had it aimed.
Which are the ones that started a little bit more online. Okay,
Correct.
Gotcha.
So why don't we go ahead and pull up the summary.
Okay, so what do we see here, Joe?
So a couple things. Face angle at address is pretty consistently left, about 2.5 degrees left with your aim.
Could have been where those poles come from.
Yeah, exactly. Some of them, you brought the face back a little bit more open, which would be square to where your intended line was. Right. And the ones that didn't necessarily start on line were the ones that you actually delivered it back to where you had it aimed. So what felt like a pull was more just you kind of delivering it where you had it aimed.
Yeah.
So that's something we can look at. The twist, which talks about kind of where you're hitting it, heel to toe on the putter, is something that we can look at, and there's definitely things in our line that we can help you with on that, because there's a little bit of a toe strike there, which is resulting in the face opening, and that can affect obviously distance control with the loss of speed and some side spin, and also sort of putt direction as well if it gets too far towards the toe.
Okay.
So we can definitely look at that. And then the other thing that we can look at is launch angle. You're launching a little bit too high. About 3 degrees on average, maybe just a little over. So again, we can do something pretty simple with the loft on the putter, knock that down, kind of get you closer to that 2 degree launch angle.
All right, Joe, so we've seen all the numbers. So now, where do we go from here?
I think we're going to go try Tri-Hot 7CH, which is a similar style to what you have. We'll see what it does to alignment. That's obviously something we're going to work on throughout the fit. But I think it's a comfortable look for you. We're going to try to solve some of that twist, give you something that maybe is a little bit more forgiving than what you currently have.
Okay.
So let's get that. Let's get that going. Here's what it looks like. A little bit larger footprint, but with that really popular crank hosel that we've seen kind of explode on tour. So really nice shape. It's a larger footprint, like I said. One that was popular on tour that we didn't really have for some time, but we're bringing it back. So is that lined up correctly, you think? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so hold it there until you feel comfortable. Let us know.
Yep.
Okay, you can move. So, I mean, we had a lot of success with our Tri-Hot blade lineup last year.
Yeah.
And obviously, mallets inherently are a little bit more forgiving just because of the size of the mallet.
Right.
But we wanted to bring that same sort of technology that we had so much success with in the Tri-Hot 5K blade line into mallets. So these are basically mallets on steroids.
Okay, gotcha.
with the forgiveness. So we're seeing trends on tour continuing to move more towards mallets. We're seeing like a 65 to 70% mallet versus blade
That's a big
breakdown.
number.
And obviously Odyssey has always really been about kind of mallet putters. That's kind of, I think, what people most look for us with.
Okay.
So we just wanted to bring that technology here, and pretty excited about what this does. So let's put it to the test here.
All right. So I'm waiting for the beep. So
Yep.
I'm ready to rock, Steven?
Yep.
We're ready.
Okay.
Lovely. We're going to hit 5 more, get an average of the 6 like we did the first
So
time.
who do we got in this set? We got Burns, Xander. I know Rom likes it but doesn't use it. He has one at home.
Yep.
Hattie uses this putter.
Yep. Christian Bez.
Bez uses it.
I say Bez because Bezudenhout is a little
too
bit
much to
more
say.
difficult to say. The 7 has definitely been our most popular model for the last, I would say, close to 10 years.
It feels like it's kind of a cult classic at this point.
It really is kind of elevated itself into sort of the
Why do you
two-ball
think that is?
stratosphere.
I've never asked you that. Why do you think this head is so popular?
I think just the shape lends itself to really nice alignment lines. With those 2 tracer lines in the back and the one on top, it just kind of focuses you sort of more on alignment, which is always a huge deal, especially for guys who line up, 2.5 degrees left.
So I hit that out of the toe.
That was a gentle shot at you, by the way. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, well, we'll see that. That's good.
Yeah, I hit that out of the toe.
The toe strikes, like I said, all the miss hits should be considerably better with this, just being a larger footprint, higher MOI,
Yeah.
and the multi-material construction with the tungsten up front.
That was out of the heel. Okay, interesting. It definitely feels like, if we're going to talk about feel, I mean, granted, it's the same insert and same everything. I mean, I can't imagine this is that much heavier than my gamer.
Correct.
But this feels like there's a lot of, it feels really stable.
Yeah. We have one more, Stoobs.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do 2 more. We got a little bit of a bump on that putt by Johnny.
Oh,
Putt.
stupid.
Yeah.
No. That's on you.
Oh, it's on me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, stupid.
Yeah.
It's all good. It happens.
It's just you bumped it a little bit before you took
See, we
it.
tend to, on the truck, we tend to screw up and then we forgive each other really quick.
Yeah.
It's all about forgiveness, people.
It sure is.
All right, last one here.
Like, the cool thing about this, I don't feel like I'm not stroking it amazingly, but the ball's starting on line. Like, at least if I was going to judge myself without looking at the numbers.
Yep.
Wow.
Nice. All right, perfect.
Wow.
We're going to pull up the summary of those 6.
Now, when you see, so granted I made, say 6 to 7 putts right there, right? But when you're fitting somebody, it's not necessarily the ball going into the hole. Like, you're looking at the efficiency of the stroke. Like, that's cool that you made them all, but essentially you're looking at the line, how you're lining it up. It's not just going into the hole in a fitting.
Yeah, I mean, there are ways to kind of cheat it and make it look good out here, but that's not going to last. Obviously, at the end of the day, yes, making putts is
You got to get it on the golf course, though.
But exactly, we're looking for proper launch conditions, and that gives you the confidence to go out there and make it happen on the course.
Good.
So let's take a look at those. You want to pull up just the summary of the last? Oh, right here. All right, got it. Okay. So face angle, still a little bit of an issue. So that's definitely something that we'll continue to look at. And again, I think there's something else in our line that might be pretty good.
Later, yeah.
But then path pretty good. We're launch angle, we have brought it down to about 2.75. I did end up adjusting the loft on this putter.
Okay.
About a degree less than what you had on your gamer. We could probably go a little bit less than that even still. But Stoobs, where are we looking? Where's twist here?
Yeah, it's the 3rd column there.
There it is. Got it.
The one thing to note on it, so it didn't necessarily change. On average, he was still kind of hitting a toe putt, but the range came down quite a bit. So before, he had almost a ½ degree difference between his best and his worst putts, and we dropped that down to a touch over a 1/4 degree, or touch under, I should say, a 1/4 degree. So you see that stability. Yes, you're still hitting it on the toe, but your misses are shrinking, and that's exactly what Tri-Hot is supposed to do.
Which in putting, that 1/4 is a lot. Like, that's a substantial
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because we're talking about with putter, we're talking about inches, millimeters.
Oh yeah, it's the difference between making a putt and missing a putt is very, very small.
Yeah.
So any improvement we can see, and that obviously that big of an improvement is going to help you tremendously out there.
So if all these numbers, say for example, you didn't know me, you didn't walk in, you just walked in there and somebody said, hey, okay, what putter's better than the other one? You'd point to what? Like, what putter's better for that player?
It would be this one.
You look at this one.
Yeah,
Okay.
it would be this one.
Okay.
Yeah, just again, you're comfortable with that look, so that checks that box, and then we start to dig into the numbers, and the twist on it is going to be significantly better. We're seeing it here. You're going to see it more out there when we get to longer putts, and when there's more elements, where there's wind blowing the putter around. You're going to miss hit putts. Everybody does. Pros do it all the time. So when you know that, when we can prove it here, and then you're going to go out there and see it, that's going to give you the confidence to go out there and make more putts and 3-putt less. We're talking about making your misses better. That's what this does.
That's what we want.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you have any more questions, go to odysseygolf.com. Odysseygolf.com, World of Wonder website. So I'm going to flash up all the new models of the Tri-Hot in the next frame. So plenty for everybody to check out. Eric Steuben, Joe Toulon, Johnny Wunder from the Odyssey Putting Lab. We're out of here.